Yang and Shiyuchi finished late last night, those two. This is section 4 of the draw, and up at the top of it, Nishimoto against Pranoy and Brian Yang with another great run here in Singapore. The Canadian taking on Cho Tien-Chen. Quarterfinal berths just waiting to be filled. And as you can see, technical officials taking their spots around the court, and the fans ready.
Players. On court 2, men's singles, Chico Ora Dwi Wardoyo, Indonesia. Versus Kodai Naraoka, Japan.
So here they come. Chico Wardoyo, who's been dubbed Mr. Cool by
Korea.
One of the commentators on our team, Bobby Griffin. He is a very slick contender. Chico Wardoyo has been getting stronger and stronger as well. Against Kodai Naraoka, who is, well, there's Chico, who slipped off the boil a little, Kodai. He didn't get a good finish at the Badminton Asia Championships. He finished third, in fact, got a bronze medal there. And also the India Open quarterfinalist at the Malaysia Open. If you think, well, that's actually a very good run. For Kodai, a lot more is expected of him after his breakout year a couple of years back now. For Chico, third at the French Open. Last year, Kodai was a semi-finalist here in Singapore. And looking a little bit more beatable this year. Still going to be a tough match for Chico, though. Jong Hyun Ryo is the umpire for this. Chico leading 1-0 last time they met at the French Open, which of course I said was a third place finish for Chico. As you can see there, a slight height advantage for Chico. He's 6 foot. Kodai 5'8". But it's not just the height. Chico is a very fast and powerful player, and he's only been getting better. I saw him a couple of years ago. In fact, yeah, 2 years ago at the Badminton Asia Championships in Manila. And he is very fast moving around. Currently ranked 29, has been as high as 15. That was January 2023, gold medalist at the Thomas Cup, of course, 2020. Bronze medalist he picked up at the Asian Championships that year. It's also a gold, silver, and bronze at the SEA Games. And if you think about it, he's only 25 now. Two titles on the tour, and that was his first result. Toma Junior Popov in 40 minutes. That's actually a very impressive result. Popov, a very physical player. As for Kodai, 22, but has always really been top 5 and is certainly very high up in the pecking order of a very capable men's singles cadre from Japan. Of course, no more Kento on international tournaments, and in fact the World Tour as well. He said he's going to be playing domestic tournaments from now on. Kadambi retired after 31 minutes, so not really the full match for Kodai. This will be his first run out. But at 22, he's already picked up a couple of titles himself. There's confirmation of our umpire, Lee Jong-hwan. And our service judge, Won Goi from Singapore.
Ready to play.
hasn't picked up a title since the China Masters last year. That was a good win over Kenta Nishimoto for Kodai. And for Chico, it was the Taipei Open against Su Liyang. That was his last title, both with 2 title wins on the HSBC BWF World Tour. This is going to be a very interesting match. Interesting to see if Kodai leaves any big lifts.
Ladies
Chico
and gentlemen,
has a big smash.
my right, Kodai Naraoka, Japan. And on my left, Chico Dwi Wardoyo, Indonesia. Kodai Naraoka to serve, love ball, play.
Well, how about that for a pace? Sorry. I'm sorry. I just thought it was Mr. Cool. And he's done that off the first point. Backhand smash, backcourt, cross-court, full length. Look at that. Shot of the day on the first point. What else has he got in store? I wonder. Impressive stuff. Really impressive.
1-0.
Well, they're wasting absolutely no time, these two. Kodai certainly looks like he's come out to play. By ranking alone, he should be the big favorite here. But just don't count out any of the Wardoyos, Chico or Esther, in fact, who made a big, his sister, who made a very big impact at the Uber Cup. Fastest smash in rally, 351 kilometers an hour. Both of them armed with a big smash.
2-1.
Well, Kodai, I'm sure, is going to be a little bit wary of sending it to Chico's backhand. Two all. Leg take by Kodai, he's really messed that one up.
3-2.
Well, Chico, of course, has had to sit behind in the pecking order behind Jonathan Christie, who's now #1, and Anthony Sinisuka Ginting, who's moved down to #2. All 3 of them, of course, phenomenal. And John Christie out early, one of those big names that got scalped on day 1. Ung Kar Long, Lu Guangzhou, Rasmus Gemke, Jonathan Christie, Li Zijia, all of them no longer making a run here in Singapore. And that was just singles. That one goes out. Rankireddy and Shetty, the #1s in the men's doubles, they're out. Karnando and Martin, Asan and Shetty on the doubles. Women's singles, Zhang Yiman, Beiwan Zhang, Supanida Keitong, Aya Hori, Min Tui Lin, Ratchanok in front. It's going to be very interesting to see who makes the finals in all these disciplines. And it's 4-all here. the pace of this match is still frightening. It's almost like both these players are late for something. Certainly pushing through these points. 4 minutes, 9 points. It's almost a doubles game. Nice touch by Chico. Oh, he steps back nicely into that and gets the cross court that literally floors Naraoka. And as dramatic as that is, that's obviously going to need the mop. So 5-all, and Wardoyo looking very sprightly indeed here. Gets back into position well. Naraoka controlling the point, good defense from Wardoyo. Oh, he's caught out there, took a bit of a slip as well. Oh, that could have been dangerous. The coach is looking unmoved. Kodai, as I said, been firing well so far. Another fast exchange at the net. So first bit of daylight on the scoreboard, 2 points. He's extended that to 3. So Kodai looking fired up. Got a good action on that. Well, they're refusing to let up this lightning pace. They've been very clinical, though. Unforced error count is tiny, really. Sharp rallies, incisive attacks. Stout defense. That is in, and that is a bad read by Wardoyo. Very happy with that. 3 points and on the brink of the first mid-game interval. It's gone wide, 11-7. So back on court for the conclusion of game one. Kodai beginning to exert some control.
Play.
Ambitious shot, trying from that angle. Just clips the top of the net. And that's a lifeline for Wardoyo. Just crept in. Just like that, Chico draws it level. Well, as this plays out, looking a little bit more like it's heading towards Naraoka's side of things. There's another Japanese player out, court one. He's putting in an incredible performance. Nozomi Okuhara is down a game against He Bingjiao and is closing in on a third deciding game winner. Another big name might just be leaving the Singapore Open.
Kodai Naraoka challenges court game.
So first challenge here on court two. Certainly close enough to merit the call. in.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. (13-12).
Well, Chico with that challenge win edges ahead, and Naraoka down to 1 challenge remaining. Fighting for every point. Chico with a big shot from the back. Beautiful drop into front court by Naraoka. He's having a running discussion with his coaches right now. He seems fired up. And that cheer that you can hear is for Nozomi Okuhara, who has won that match. It's not been a good day for Chinese women shuttlers this morning. Han Yue out in 28 minutes. He Bingjiao out in 72 minutes. More big names falling at the Singapore Open. Chico, meanwhile, on court 2, is keeping pace with the score. That's great pressure from him. He's really loving this challenge. Nice from Chico. Had to be quick up to the net if he was going to make that interception, and he did. Timed it perfectly. And it's a first 2-point lead for the Indonesian. (406 kilometers an hour). That's the fastest we've seen today. Just getting tighter and tighter.
17-14.
And Chico now 3 points ahead.
Do not delay. Kodai, do not delay. Play on.
Oh, Kodai, yes. I think Chico actually agrees with him in this case. Kodai is already building up at 22, a bit of a reputation for discussions with the umpire. That's how I'm going to put it. Some of the other commentators might say something different. They might even go as far as to say that he delays matches, but I'm not going to say that. It's all very tight, the net. And then Kodai goes big. Everything coming back though, and then Chico dominant. This has been a phenomenal first game, even if it's just at the pace it's been played at. 36 shots, long rallies. 32 points won in 19 minutes. That's just an indicator of how fast things have been here. Careful defense from Chico. And an easy kill for Kodai. Again, good combination there on that point. Big shot makes sure that movement up front. Still a lot to do though if he wants to take something away from this first game. Oh, took that late. Had half a eye on the back line when he took it. And Chico edging towards the game. Wow, that was a very easy kill for Kodai. Chico was facing the other way when he took this. Accurate, but and on the replay he did try and get back into position as quickly as can, but Kodai was lurking at the net. There's one left. So 4 game points. Combination of some good power, but also some very careful defense. And Wardoyo on the brink. Nice from Kodai.
17-20.
Killed all the speed off that shuttle.
Dwi Wardoyo, 21-17.
He certainly finished that off well. 21-17.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
So back on court for game 2. Chico now on the other side of the court. I wonder if we're going to see a change in his approach. Very much like Pornpui Chochuang in the earlier singles match that we saw, who was just as efficient on both sides,
Second game.
controlling the conditions well.
Double.
So far, both these players have done that. But Chico might just get a little bit more purchase from his smashes from this side. Opts for the soft drop that time. Came up high enough though. Remember, 1-0 on the head-to-head. So he's done it before. Oh, there's that incredible backhand. Oh, bounces off the top of the net. I have to say, I think Chico's backhand is one of the best right now that I've seen all week. That's, I mean, whether he scores from it or not, he just seems to have enough control on it. Pick his spot. And that is a great example just from that replay of him using that backhand 3 times. So Kodai has got to watch that side. Anything, he might even be weaker on his forehand. There you go. Very close and delicate at the net, and Kodai comes out on top. Well, at 22 and 25, both of these players entering that great phase of play. We just might be seeing 2 finalists on a number of occasions over the next few years. Nice from Naraoka. Of course, he's a little bit more developed in terms of hitting finals, even though he's younger. But Chico also has that massive machine, which is the Badminton Federation of Indonesia behind him. Such incredible players produced, not only in the past, but present as well in all disciplines. So a lot of great coaches and training, and of course people to train with. And for him, that would be the likes of Johnny Christie and Anthony Sinisuka Ginting. You couldn't really ask for better training partners than that. Still 5-1 down here in the second, and Naraoka beginning the comeback. Oh, just clips the net. lot of time. Kodai has a great pickup. Wonderful backhand again from Wardoyo, but Kodai is burning through the second game right now. And Chico rooted at 1 point. Nice drop into front court, right side by Chico. Certainly finding a bit more of a struggle now that Naraoka has been fired up. The game down. Certainly didn't expect to be a game down. Dig deep, Chico, for that. Just a bit weak on that net shot. Oh, he's pushed that wide. Not critical yet. After setting up a great buffer. But if Chico can start pulling himself up to maybe just 1 point, 2 points back, then things could get very tough for Kodai at the end of the second game. Right now, it's all looking pretty cushy. That's in, that's a good length. That one goes begging, approaching the second mid-game interval. All that hard work that Naraoka's put in, about to pay off. Ooh. How about that for a defense? Again, there's that wonderful backhand. This time he goes around the head. And it's a straight kill to the body. That was a smart play. Well, he's certainly making some headway. After being 8-1 down. That backhand has been his real secret weapon today. Chico's just soaking up the pressure, looking for their attack point. That's in.
Service over. 11-6 interval.
So 11-6 at the second break, and things looking better for Naraoka, but still work to be done.
Play.
Section of the match, ever so important, of course. The challenge coming. Look at how close that is. Wonderful technology, Hawkeye. It really is. So unsuccessful. Naraoka 12-6 up, and this is really make or break time for him. And just increase that lead by another 2 or 3 points, and it's going to be very unlikely for Chico to fight back and take this in straight games. And that's gone wide. It's nicely set up for a third and deciding game. Oh, that's a nice return. Very slick.
13.
And he's done enough here, Naraoka. There's another well-placed winner. Chico tried the highlight wheel defense with, but it didn't. It's on the line, yes it is.
15-7.
Well, he's no stranger to taking it to 3, Kodai. Certainly pushing ahead now. Mistake there. But you just don't get the feeling that Wardoyo is going to string together 5 or 6 points. Just seems a little bit upset with himself, but he's certainly done enough in this second game and should be pushing on for a third. gone out.
Service over. 17-9.
Even the big shots from the back now a little bit shaken as the world number 29 starts fraying at the edges a little, especially in this second game. Kodai will feel like he's in very good stead for the third. So, game points for Kodai, and well deserved as well in this second. As that sails wide, it's 21-9 in the second. Rebalance the ship a little after a very, very testing game one. Well, back on court, Chico just steadying himself. What is going to be a tough game three. A lot of discussion in the Japanese corner. Kodai with some very interesting and intricate, I should say, thoughts as to how this match is playing out.
Final game, love ball, play.
For a spot in the quarterfinals against either Wang Hongyang or Shi Yuqi. That in itself is going to be a great match. Oh, look at the speed of this point. Chico pushes the envelope again. It's a straight shootout from here. Forced into the lift. Well, these two really haven't let up in terms of speed right from the coin toss. And it's Kodai that comes through that specific battle. There's that continuing conversation. with his coaches, and it looks like it's going well.
Service over. 2-1.
Kodai looking for a way in. Chico sending everything back. And then he sends it back with a bit more power. He's floored Naraoka again. He did it in the first game, and he's done it now. That's going to need a big mop. And here it comes. Well, Chico certainly has fired himself up for this decider. Scissor kick, split step smash. Well, that certainly seems one way you can break down Kodai Naraoka, is to play him to the limit.
3-1.
Chico with an early first lead in the third. Everything that's coming back too high, he's firing back at pace. Forced into the lift again. Yeah! Straight to the body. What a powerful smash. 4-1. Oh, we saw a huge upset. Pompui Chochuang reset the stat book. I wonder if we're going to see that again right now. 375 kph. Not the fastest, but pretty close. Well, he's varying it up really well, Chico. Out of reach. Wonderfully placed by Kodai. Telling himself and his coaches that he just needs to calm down a little. Well, he's got some reprieve from the umpire there. I think it's for... Well, it was being watched. I think he went just under the request of cleaning his grip, and then he went for a bigger towel down, and that was reined back in by the umpire. Just beautiful return. He needed to make it pacey. Odd take for Chico, slightly behind him. That's big enough. They're absolutely rushing around court. 5-3.
5-3.
He certainly picked the right strategy this time. It's not easy for Wardoyo to keep this intensity up, but that's what he needs to do. Certainly where he's been rewarded enough with points.
Thank you.
51 minutes they've been on court so far.
5-3.
Well, Chico seems perfectly fine with soaking up defense. He's got no trouble with those lifts, and he's playing the angles well. He's left that, and he's left it, and it's in. He's arguing about it. A big smile on his face because he so confidently left that. That was the wrong thing to do. Such an important point as well. To use that wonderful backhand to full effect, Wardoyo. Great pickup by Naraoka. This is the full array of shots from Chico, and he's just not breaking through. That's out. He really tried everything in that point. And it's just credit to Naraoka for just always being there. 5-all. This match finally poised. Nice backhand kill from Kodai. There you see him again, just keeping it calm. To be fair, he does love these kind of situations. He'll take that 7-5, his first clear lead. Shot by Wardoyo. Naraoka in a good place to pick that up. He's a bit out of sorts now, Naraoka. That was the slightest of tumbles. But Chico will take it. He was on hand and ready to finish that off if he needed to. This could go either way. And that's a card for Naraoka. I think I heard the word misconduct. He does get in some real situations with the officials. Snapback return by Wardoyo. The speed of this point. Oh, what a great idea. Step back nicely, switched his stance, but dragged it. That might be that little bit of left-right drift. It's the kind of shot that will definitely catch. 8-6 to Naraoka, and we are approaching the third, final mid-game interval. Out of position, picked off nicely. Naraoka. 9-6. He is an expressive character, isn't he? But a great player. Clinical from Wardoyo, brilliant. Needed that point just to keep in touch. Remember, they're going to switch ends at the interval as well. Both have played adequately on either side. Gone long. 10-8, and Kodai on the brink of the mid-game interval lead. Just right for him as they change sides. That's gone long. Oh, challenge coming. Well, Chico was in exactly the right place to watch that drop. Seemed pretty confident about it too. In.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Certainly got his hands full there.
Over 11-8 interval.
And now his coach comes in to help him a little. So here we go, the conclusion of game 3, and what a match this has been. It's ebbed, it's flowed. Chico's pushed the limits. 24 places between them in terms of the world rankings. But you wouldn't have thought it based on this match so far. Chico again trying to hustle. It's a nice tumble for Naraoka. They've both played well in defense. They've certainly made their mark in attack. And more importantly, they've both played each side of the court well. Chico has to make sure that this deficit stays at 3. Is that out? No, it's in. His reading on the back line has not been up to scratch.
13-9.
That's something he's certainly going to have to pull in. 3 points back, and there's at least 3 or 4 points back, and there's at least 3 occasions where he's got that wrong. Nice! Oh! For all intents and purposes, that was an absolute sitter. How did he miss that? So, 14-9. And things beginning
14.
to fall Kodai's way. Mistake by Wardoyo, he's pushing forward.
15-9.
Well, he fired himself up after that first game loss, and he hasn't looked back since. He's had a couple of scares along the way. Wardoyo certainly has been trying to push the tempo. That was well placed by Kodai, 16-9.
16.
Placed it just off the hip. Wardoyo knew that he was beat. Kodai in full flow now. That's gone wide.
17-9.
Another uncontested clear winner.
18-9.
18-9. He's trying to look for the big winners all the time now. Kodai, it's not coming off for him. Well, he's not quite done yet, but it is looking highly unlikely for Chico Wardoyo. (11-18), and of course, what's worked really well for Chico has just been hustling the play and pushing the speed of these points. But now Naraoka's upped his own speed and seems to be on top of it. He's 3 points away from the quarterfinals. Semi-finalist last year, of course. Be a good result for Kodai if he can make it. course, will face a crunching match either against Qiyu Qi or Weng Hongyang.
12-18. Play on.
It's been a classic Kodai match. He has got a card for misconduct. He has fought back from a game down, and he's been fired up.
Service over 19-12.
(19-12). And it's a clear cross court. 8 match points
30 match point.
after
12.
67 minutes. What a comeback. But you'd have to say, and that's it, as that goes wide. 21-12. 67 minutes, and it is indeed Kodai Naraoka that is going to be facing either Weng Hongyang or Qiyu Qi in the quarters. Spirited effort from Chico Wardoyo, who came out trying to do pretty much what Pornpui Chochuang did to Han Yue with the very fast play. And it did get Kodai for a while, but he's come through, and he's come through comfortably in the end. Well, I wonder if he regrets that
and welcome to the Singapore Indoor Stadium, the venue for the HSBC BWF Singapore Badminton Open 2024. Court 2 action here, and our first day of live action for you. And we are into now the 5th match of the day. Men's doubles now, 8th seeds. Liu Yuchen and Oh Xuan Yi from China. They'll take on Malaysia's Go Zifei and Nur Izzuddin. Looking at the brackets then and that path towards the quarterfinals and semis in this half of the draw, all the places are very much up for grabs. And the winner of our match